Welcome to 8-Minute Finance, where we break down crypto, stocks, and everything money in about 8 minutes. I'm Ted, and today we're tackling a question a lot of investors struggle with. Why does buying Bitcoin feel so hard at first, but get easier after $10,000? Think of it like learning to ride a bike. The first few pedals feel shaky, scary even, but once you get momentum, you glide. Bitcoin works the same way. For most new investors, that first $1,000, $2,000, even $5,000 feels like climbing a mountain. Every dip looks like disaster. Every headline makes you question if you should just sell and walk away. You're sweating over every dollar. But here's where it gets interesting. Once you cross that $10,000 mark, something shifts. Suddenly, you stop watching every little wiggle on the chart. You start thinking long-term. You've been through a dip or two, and you realize Bitcoin didn't disappear. It's still here. It's like being in your first year of teaching. Everything feels overwhelming. Grading, classroom management, parents' emails at midnight. But by year 3, you've seen it all before. You stop panicking at every little hiccup and start focusing on the big picture. And the big picture with Bitcoin is this. Adoption keeps growing, supply is fixed, and over time, the network keeps getting stronger. So why exactly does it get easier after $10,000? That's what we're unpacking today. And by the end, you'll understand why crossing that milestone isn't just a financial shift, it's a mental one. All right, let's be honest. The first $10,000 in Bitcoin feels like financial boot camp. Every dollar you put in feels heavier because you don't have the experience yet. The first reason? Fear of loss. When you've only got a couple thousand invested, a 20% drop feels catastrophic. If you put in $2,000 and see it fall to $1,600, your stomach turns. You start Googling, "Is Bitcoin dead?" at 2 a.m. That fear makes it hard to keep buying. The second reason? Volatility feels personal. Early on, every red candle feels like it's targeting you. It's like giving your first classroom presentation. Your voice cracks, your palms sweat, and you're sure everyone's judging you. In reality, nobody's focused on you, just like the market isn't targeting your wallet. But when you're new, it feels that way. The third reason? No system yet. Early investors often buy randomly, a little here, a little there, without a consistent plan. Without rules, emotions take over. It's like grading without a rubric, chaos. You second-guess every decision. This is why most people never cross the $10,000 mark. They give up early, convinced the stress isn't worth it. But those who push through and keep investing learn something powerful. Volatility isn't a bug, it's part of the process. And over time, you stop fearing it. Because here's the truth. Once you hit $10,000, your mindset changes. You start to see dips not as disasters, but as discounts. So, why does it actually get easier after $10,000? 3 big reasons: compounding, confidence, and perspective. First, compounding. Once you've built a $10,000 position, even small percentage gains feel significant. A 5% move on $1,000 is $50. Nice, but not life-changing. A 5% move on $10,000 is $500. Suddenly, the math works in your favor. You see your money working for you in a real way, and that motivates you to keep going. Second, confidence. By the time you've reached $10,000, you've already lived through dips, headlines, and the classic Bitcoin is dead stories. You've seen it bounce back. That battle testing builds emotional muscle. It's like your first few years teaching, overwhelming at first, but once you've handled enough tough classes, the chaos doesn't rattle you anymore. You walk in calm because you've been here before. And third, perspective. At $10,000, you stop thinking in dollars and start thinking in Bitcoin. Instead of, "I lost $200 today," you begin saying, "I own 0.25 Bitcoin." That shift matters. You stop measuring every wiggle and start focusing on the long-term goal, stacking sats, building ownership, and holding through cycles. This is why experienced investors say the first $10,000 is the hardest, because after that, the mental game flips. You're no longer fighting your emotions every day. You're building a system, and systems are what create wealth. So here's the big picture. The first $10,000 in Bitcoin is like breaking through gravity. It's the hardest push. Think of a rocket. Most of the fuel is burned just getting off the ground. But once you escape that atmosphere, the journey gets smoother, lighter, and way more exciting. When you hit $10,000, you've proven something powerful to yourself. You've shown that you can save, invest, and stay disciplined through the noise. From there, the math and the mindset both start working in your favor. Now, Bitcoin doesn't pay dividends like a stock, but compounding still exists here. Every dip you buy, every halving cycle, every wave of new adoption adds momentum to your position. Think about the people who started stacking in 2016. At $500 per Bitcoin, they felt the exact same fear you might feel today at $50,000. It looked risky, it felt uncertain, and the headlines were just as scary. But those who kept going turned a modest, uncomfortable decision into life-changing wealth. The lesson isn't about calling the perfect bottom. The lesson is about consistency beating fear over and over again. And here's why this matters long-term. Bitcoin is no longer just a hobby investment. It's in institutional portfolios, company balance sheets, and even national treasuries. Every year, more players step onto the field. You don't have to predict the exact top or bottom. You just need to build your position, one brick at a time, knowing the foundation will carry you forward. If you're still on the sidelines, the best move is to simply start. Even $50 or $100 a week is enough to get momentum rolling. Because once you cross that $10,000 mark, the mental game flips, from wondering if Bitcoin works to realizing how powerful consistency is. And if you don't even have a trading account yet, don't overthink it. Start simple. Use my Robinhood link in the description. You'll get a free stock, and it's an easy way to practice the habit of investing. Or, if you'd rather own Bitcoin directly, jump into my Coinbase link. It's beginner-friendly, secure, and lets you buy fractions of Bitcoin right away. You don't need $50,000 to start. Even $10 is enough. This is 8-Minute Finance. Subscribe, drop a like, and let me know in the comments. Have you crossed the $10,000 mark in Bitcoin, or are you still grinding toward it? No matter where you're starting from, remember, the first push is the hardest, but the destination makes it worth it. I'll see you in the next one.